Hello and welcome to Casual Buddhism. I'm so happy to be here this evening with Joani and Venerable Dhammananda Pikani. And I always let people know that Venerable Dhammananda is the first fully ordained Theravada nun in Thailand. And we were just talking about leadership, and it made me think of how she led the path for other women to become ordained. But that gets into another conversation. So before I continue on, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Joani. She grew up in San Francisco and spent her life in the Bay Area and also New England, which is the East Coast for those of you who are not familiar. And she was a history teacher, a high school history teacher, and she raised 3 daughters. So that is quite an accomplishment in itself. And Joani, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you've been thinking about?
Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that. I pondered a question, and I think right now I'm looking to settle and deepen my practice. And I have been thinking about the ways in which monastic life, when I have experienced it either by visiting some nuns or on retreat, has been really helpful to deepen my practice. It's been very meaningful to me. But I live a lay person's life. And so I'm wondering if there are any aspects of monastic life that you think would be important for me to consider including into my lay life. And so, for example, maybe people have stayed with you before, and when they leave, they say, oh, this one part of how we live together here, I'm going to bring that home. Or perhaps you have wanted to suggest to people who visited if you thought it would be helpful for them. I mean, there are so many rules that you have to follow, and I do not, except for Sila, which I do. So I'm curious if that rings a bell or if you have any ideas.
Yes, talking about monastics, don't get stuck with these 311 precepts that we observe, don't worry so much. Let us worry about that, But then for monastic, if you're too worried about the 311 precepts, then we tend to forget our main goal. Our main goal is to be enlightened. And Joani, both you and I, we are on the path. And who knows, Joani will maybe enlighten before me. Yes, you don't even have to be monastic in order to be enlightened. This is the beauty of Buddhism. Yes, so I see that one common thing, whether you are lay or you're monastic, is the training of the mind. If you're monastic and you don't practice, you're not interested in training of the mind, you are going to be troublesome. You're troublesome for yourself and you're troublesome for others. So training of the mind is very important. The potentiality of the mind is that all of us can be enlightened. And all of us can be enlightened with or without being monastic. Isn't that beautiful, Joani?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And yeah. I do have a daily practice, and I have a very strong Sangha. And I find those critical. They're really important. A meditation practice and a mindfulness practice when I'm doing any kind of work, like I cook. So when I cook, I tend to have it in silence, and I tend to cook mindfully, as mindfully as I can.
Yes. I did tell me too. Yes, I between lay and monastic, I really do not feel any difference when it comes to training, because we have experienced that sometimes lay people they even practice much better, but simply they have to return to their family, So we have this 5 days silent meditation that we do together, monastic or lay. And towards the evening, Venerable Paripurna, who would be usually guiding them during the day, then we come together and sit with the participant individually. This time we call interview. We have this interview. Very interesting. We have discovered that sometimes the lay people can do even far better, because they are pure in a sense, they are pure. They haven't been doing any practice before, and these completely no experience in practice sometimes turn out to be very good practitioner, because they don't get stuck with what I have done before. Some people get stuck with that, what I have done before. They keep referring to the past experience, but we keep asking them to come back to now. So when we do have participants who come for silent meditation, doesn't matter whether they're lay or they're monastic, we treat them equal, because the mind, the ability to train the mind, all is same level.
That's lovely. That's very inspiring.
Yeah.
That makes me feel as though what I'm learning is universal, and it doesn't matter the setting in which I'm living. It all applies. Yeah, that makes sense.
I wanted to comment for a minute, because when I've been to visit Sangdhamma Kalyani Temple, which is where Venerable lives, it has been life-changing for me. There is something about living within the committed community of the Sangha, the women there, the nuns there, and chanting with them in the morning. It is unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's very uplifting for me. I can feel it as I'm talking. I feel a sense of spirituality or wholeness. And it's a quality that I don't always get when I'm in a group of, I don't know that it's so much that they're lay people, but it's within that community of the temple that is very special for me. I just wanted to put that in. And the fact that she has a 5-day meditation experience there, that's definitely something to consider. It's a bit of a ways to go to Thailand, but it's quite a beautiful experience.
I comment on this, what Cindy just said. What happened is this, in the Medicine Buddha Vihara, the hall for the Medicine Buddha, in that hall we come together, sit and meditate, come together, sit and do the chanting together. So what happened is, my understanding, that we actually create that vibration. So that vibration is wholesome. It's always good vibration. So that is one place where people always feel, oh, when I come here, I sit better. I think that the vibration that, that particular space is vibrated with this good energy. So when you enter it, you actually, that good energy could be supportive. That's how I feel, yeah.
So it sounds like I need to go to Thailand.
Not necessary. It has something to do with monastic setting, because monastic, once when you would become monastic, our interest already is different from lay people, In my lay life, I have to do so many things, 101 things, But once you become monastic, you cut off those which is not so towards the path. You remove many things. And then your path is the same path, but now it is clearer than when I was a lay person. Many activities, many things I give up, and I just do simply certain things. But now that quality of the mind, when you are meditating, that peace, very peaceful, very calm, very settled. When you open your eyes, how can we still maintain that energy when you are with your open eyes, with your acting and reacting with other people? That is the important part, that we need to bring the quality of the mind while you were meditating into your actual life. We could not possibly be sitting in meditation all the time, but we have experienced that quality of the mind, and we try to sustain that quality of the mind when we are active with the outside world. So that's why they call vipassana lunta, meditation with open eyes, with open eyes. We must be able to maintain that, we should try to maintain that state of the mind, even when you open your eyes for the rest of the 24 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've had some experiences like that on retreat. And I would like to have more of them at home. And I think you're right about cutting out things that are not necessary. I'm retired, so I can choose more of how I run my day, and I don't have a lot of routines. I just don't tend to be a routine kind of person. And even when I'm on retreat, I don't really follow a huge routine. It's just that there are long periods of sitting and long periods of walking, and then just little bits of eating or sleeping. But I like that idea of maintaining the same mental posture.
Yes.
Yeah, when my eyes are open. So
yes.
I'll think about that. Thank you.
Not telling you that, it doesn't mean that I have been able to do it completely. I slip off on and here and now, but at least that is our goal in our practice, Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And then when we are able to come back to that mental posture again, then you feel settled. Feel settled and feel you're not being disturbed by outside activities, by outside energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think being a little more cautious about what I bring into my world might be the right direction at this point. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. And your daughters are grown?
Yes, they are. My youngest still lives with us, but she's leaving in a few months for nursing school.
Oh,
And
so good.
my other two don't live with us. So it's just myself and my partner, and we definitely have a lot of quiet in the house.
Oh,
That's very easy.
yes.
So it's very peaceful.
You should have that one particular corner that you really feel comfortable for your meditation, and make it regular. So that particular space, you kind of create that energy for that particular space. So once when you get into that corner, somehow things are all prepared for you. The energy is there for you to help support you.
Yeah. Do you have particular symbols or objects in your corner?
Not necessary. Can be empty space, but if you feel more comfortable, you can have a picture of the Buddha, the picture, or maybe just simply, in my case, I like lighting candles. It's like fun. Lighting candles and then lighting incense, just to begin. These rituals actually is not necessary, but it helps you to kind of to start the day or to begin your morning session like that.
Yep, I like that idea. I'll try it. I could become a routine kind of gal.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. This tends to be a short conversation, so we really appreciate the sharing that happens tonight and the specialness that I feel between all of us. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you for allowing me to see Joani.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your presence and your wisdom.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.